Good morning, all of you. So, in the previous class, we discussed about motion of an object on inclined plane and some related concepts related to that inclined plane. And so, now in today's class, let us see the few problems related to that friction, and especially based on that inclined plane and a calculation of the static friction. And so, the first problem is so write down this. A small block of mass m, a small block is released from the top of the inclined plane. A small block is released from the top of the inclined plane of inclination theta. The upper half of the inclined plane is smooth and the lower half of this inclined plane is rough. The lower half of this inclined plane is rough. If block is released from rest, from the top of this inclined plane, it will reaches the bottom. That means it will come to the rest again at bottom of the inclined plane. It will come to the rest at the bottom of this inclined plane. Then find coefficient of friction between lower half of inclined plane and a block. Is it clear? We are releasing from here so that it is accelerating here until this, and so then here the frictional force will start. This will be rough surface here, and so that then we need to write this coefficient of friction here. Again, final velocity is given here. So I am taking this as suppose A, B, C, and here velocity when it reaches this position, the velocity of this block is V. I am taking here. So initial velocity is 0, and here when it reaches this final position, again this velocity of this object, final velocity of object is given as 0, right? So for AB I am writing here, for that means for the smooth inclined plane, acceleration for that will be g sin theta. You can write the acceleration for that part, and so that you can write this as v square minus u square is equal to 2as. Let us apply so that you will get the velocity for that part. So I can write this as 0 minus final velocity we need to require. So v square minus 0 is equal to 2g sin theta into, let us take that the distance as s only. I am assuming here half, so that this will distance is also s here. So that means 2gs we can write. So that is our v square value. So v square is 2gs sin theta, right? And so next, once the body starts moving on to this inclined plane, we are taking the size of this block is negligible, so that we can consider suddenly it will enters into this rough inclined plane then. So once it enters into this rough inclined plane, the acceleration of the object we can write as g of sin theta minus mu cos theta. You can write, because directly I am writing, because in the previous classes we discussed already that. So then the block will starts moving down with that acceleration there. So that now we can write this as this is for BC part. And so now let us write v square minus u square is equal to 2as again for that part. So the final velocity is 0. Now the initial velocity is this one here. So the initial velocity is v square is equal to 2 of g, that means 2 into g of sin theta minus mu cos theta into s. Now v means we can substitute this expression here, minus 2gs into sin theta, that is v square value. So that this will be 2g of sin theta minus mu cos theta into s. You can write. So then 2g and 2g value you can cancel here, or s also you can cancel. So that what you can write is minus sin theta is equal to sin theta minus mu cos theta, and therefore this mu cos theta is equal to 2 sin theta, and this is mu is equal to 2 tan theta. You can write. So this will be the coefficient of friction for this lower half there. Is it clear? Just its application of v square minus u square is equal to 2as. Twice we need to apply that. And this problem is given in the previously also mains examination, and in the recent examination also they gave this problem here. And then next let us write one more problem based on this inclined plane. So write that the coefficient of friction of an inclined plane increases with the distance from the top of the inclined plane as mu is equal to kx. Mu is equal to, that means x is measured from here. That is the meaning of this. If you are taking this at a distance of x, then here this mu value is given by that expression kx. A block of mass m is released from the top of the inclined plane. A block of mass m is released from the top of the inclined plane. Find maximum velocity of the particle, velocity of the block. Find maximum velocity of the block, and also find distance travelled by the block. Before coming to the rest. Distance travelled by the block before coming to the rest. Right? So now as usual, let us consider the free body diagram of the block and let us write the force equations here. So if I consider this free body diagram of this block here, mg sin theta will be there along this direction, and this friction will be there along this direction. As the block is sliding, you can consider the kinetic friction here, which is equal to the limiting friction you can write at that instant. So this will be mg cos theta, normal reaction will be there, and the block is accelerating down here initially. And so now let us write this the force equation, and then you may find the acceleration here as usual, like mg sin theta minus mu n. So therefore this a is equal to g of sin theta minus mu cos theta you can write. The only thing is this mu is variable here. You know, directly you can apply the acceleration equation also. So the thing is this mu is not a constant, it's a variable. So that this acceleration becomes variable, right? And so that now here what we can write is this a, let us substitute that a, that mu value also here. So I can write this as v into dv by dx I am writing here, because it is a function of x we are getting here. So sin theta minus kx into cos theta. And first you may also find the distance where that velocity becomes maximum here. So let us keep this value, then I will write one expression here. So this is the expression there, right? And we know when velocity is maximum, you can say that differentiation of that velocity should be equal to 0. And so that the acceleration, that means the differentiation of that velocity means you can say that acceleration should be equal to 0 here. The body must be in equilibrium. You can balance these two forces here. Velocity is maximum means that is the instant where the velocity is maximum. So once the block is coming down, what will happen is this mu value goes on increasing here, because x value goes on increasing, and so that the mu value goes on increasing, and so that the frictional force goes on increasing. So at a particular state there will be situation like where mg is equal to frictional force. So at that instant net force is 0, and so acceleration is 0, velocity will become maximum. After that instant what will happen is friction will further increase, because the body is still moving down. And so then what will happen is the upward force will become greater than this downward force. The body starts moving with the retardation there after that, and so velocity goes on decreasing, and finally it will come to the rest. We are assuming that length of the inclined plane is sufficient. And so now here when velocity is maximum, when velocity is maximum, acceleration value will be equal to 0. That implies sin theta minus k x naught I am considering here. For corresponding distance I am taking as x naught is equal to 0. Therefore, this kx naught cos theta is equal to sin theta, or x naught is equal to 1 by k tan theta you can write. So that is our x naught value. That means the distance corresponds to the maximum velocity. And now we need to find this velocity of this object here, maximum velocity of this object. And so to find that maximum velocity, this is our equation here. So that equation 1 we can write it as from equation 1 I can write this as v into dv by dx. So this is equal to g of sin theta minus kx into cos theta you can write. And therefore this is v into dv is equal to g of sin theta minus kx cos theta into dx. So now to find the maximum velocity you need to integrate here. The thing is here you need to note that we can't use the kinematic equations here because the acceleration is a variable value here. So kinematic equations you can't use by mistake also. You should use this calculus only to find this velocities or the corresponding maximum velocity or the corresponding distance where the particle come to the rest. So general expression I am writing here 0 to v, and this is from 0 to x. The remaining conditions, the given conditions, we can substitute it later. So the v square by 2 is equal to g of sin theta into x minus k x square by 2 into cos theta. Means directly I am integrating and I am substituting that limits also. 0 to x means you will get that same thing there. So now here for maximum velocity, velocity is maximum at x is equal to x naught, that means for that, which is equal to tan theta by k, that is our x naught value. Therefore this v max is equal to v max square by 2 is equal to g of x I am taking common here, x is equal to x naught, one x naught I am taking out, and that x naught value also you can substitute this tan theta by k. So this is tan theta by k of sin theta minus k by 2 into here one more x naught will be there, which is the like tan theta by k into cos theta. Is it clear? I am taking one x naught common, and instead of x naught I am substituting the tan theta by k value, and here one more x naught will be there, I am substituting that value there. And therefore this is v max square by 2 is equal to g tan theta by k into, you can simplify, you can do the further simplification here, this k will be cancelled, and this is sin theta by 2 you will get here finally, right? 2 you will get, and so therefore this the 2 also gets cancelled there. So therefore this v max is equal to under root of g sin theta into tan theta by k. So this will be the maximum velocity there. And next the distance corresponds to that particle, that means distance at which the particle come to the rest, that you can write here. So this I am taking as equation 2. Now let us write from equation 2 here. So that means from equation 2 we are writing here, if x is equal to 0, that means if velocity is equal to 0, that means this value is sin theta into x minus kx square by 2 into cos theta is equal to 0. And so one x also we can cancel there, kx by 2 cos theta is equal to sin theta, or this will be x is equal to, you can write this as 2 tan theta by k. So which is, you can say that twice that of this x naught value here. That means once the particle, where the particle reaches to equilibrium position, then double that of that the particle will come to the rest there. That means x naught is the equilibrium distance and this will be the 2x naught is the distance where it will come to the rest there. So half of this distance it will be in accelerating motion and remaining half it will be in decelerating motion. That will be the situation here, right? So that is the case in case of variable coefficient of frictions are given. So if variable coefficient of frictions are given, you can calculate this problem like this. And next let us write some general problems here. So general and the standard problems will be there. So let us write those problem. So note down that a small insect start crawling up the hemispherical bowl of radius r. Hemispherical bowl of radius r. If mu is a coefficient of friction, between the bowl and insect, find the maximum height that can be raised by the insect, or that can be crawled by the insect. So that means it is a hemispherical bowl like this. Insect is starting from this lowest point here. That means it is starting from this point here. So it starts crawling up this surface, hemispherical surface, having some coefficient of friction mu. So the maximum height I am asking here, the maximum height until which it can rise. So the maximum height means, let us consider it is crawling up like this at some position I am taking here. So the insect is like this, at that position it is there. It is moving, suppose it is trying to move in upward direction. The insect is crawling up here. This is the direction of motion of this insect. Now can you say what is the friction direction here? The remaining forces you can represent here like mg. The remaining forces I am saying like mg is acting like this, and normal reaction will be there here. The normal reaction will be there directed towards the center here. So this will be the direction of this normal reaction. Now my question is, what is the direction of frictional force when it is crawling up? The direction of frictional force is, so that is only important here, and most of the students will do the mistake there only while deciding the direction of the friction only. So simply to decide the direction of the friction, as I said, consider the system without friction. If friction is not there, can that insect crawl up the bowl? If you are taking that it is perfectly smooth. If it is perfectly smooth, can this insect crawl up this? No, it is not possible, because if friction is not there, what will happen is this mg sin theta will be there acting along this direction here, right? So that means I am taking, suppose say this angle is theta, and so that I can say this angle will be theta here. So that this will be the mg sin theta. So the object is, it is trying to move in upward direction. If no upward force is there, because of this mg sin theta, it should start slipping downwards here, right? And so definitely this friction should be there in upward direction here. So that will be the direction of this frictional force here, right? And here we are giving the condition for maximum height. So now let us see why it becomes the maximum here. And this component also I will write here so that you can understand this easily. This will be mg cos theta component there. And so now at any instant you can write this normal reaction will be balanced by this mg cos theta there. So I can write this normal reaction is equal to mg cos theta. So if this insect is further moving up, then this theta value increases, right? So if this theta value increases, then mg sin theta value will increase and mg cos theta value will decrease, right? Mg cos theta value decrease means normal reaction decrease. Normal reaction decrease means thereby this limiting friction value decrease. So that means this force is further decrease if it is going beyond this, but this force is increasing. So that means if suppose this is the maximum position, if I consider maximum height raised by this insect, from this position if it is further moving up, theta value will increase, and so because of this mg sin theta, as the mg sin theta value is increasing, it will slips down here. So that will be the position where we are considering there. Suppose this is the maximum position here, so that the limiting friction will act there, right? And so therefore simply what we can write is if the theta is a maximum angle raised by this, so mg sin theta is equal to FL, which we can write it as mu n, and therefore this mg sin theta is equal to what we can write is mu into mg cos theta, you can write, or it is nothing but mu is equal to tan theta, you can write, right? And now our question is about this maximum height here. Just I am forming the triangle here. So this is our height. Now the tan theta is known to us, so you can write this this the remaining value as h minus r here, and then tan theta you can define in the triangle there, right? And so therefore this here what we can define is cos theta I am defining here from this figure. This right angle triangle, this is suppose say the point A, and this is the point center C, and this is the point B. So this is we are triangle from triangle ABC. From the triangle just I am defining the cos theta value. You can write this as r minus h by r. Now from this we can find this cos theta value here. So the cos theta value we can write as if tan theta is 1 mu, then cos theta, by writing this by taking this triangle like this. This is the tan theta value, mu by 1 you can write here. So that this value will be mu square plus 1 you can write. So 1 by root of mu square plus 1 you can write here cos theta value. So let us equate here. 1 by root of mu square plus 1 you can write. From this just we need the h expression. So r minus h is equal to r by under root of mu square plus 1, and therefore this h is equal to r of 1 minus 1 by root of mu square plus 1. So this will be the maximum height raised by that insect there. Or sometimes by giving the h value they may ask that coefficient of friction required to raise the h, then same equation we can use there, right? So this is that insect problem here. And next let us write the another problem here. Like all of you have experienced this one, sand. Suppose if you are piling up a sand like this. So when you are going to a beach, generally then we can form a sand like this. We can pile the sand in the form of a like a hill or in the form of a cone, right? Now suppose if the base radius is fixed, if the base radius of the cone is fixed, so can you increase the height of this cone to any extent? Is it possible generally? If the base radius is fixed radius, if that means now suppose this is the height here, this is the height of this cone here, and this is the base radius here. So now what I am saying is, if this radius is kept a constant, can we increase further this height of this cone? Is it possible? So it is not possible beyond certain height, right? We can increase up to certain height, and so beyond that it is not possible there. Why? Because the sand will start slipping down here. So that because again because of this frictional force only there also. So just write a problem here. A sand is sand is piled up in the form of a cone of base radius r. If mu is the coefficient of friction, between the sand particles, then find maximum height of the cone possible, and also find total volume of the sand, right? So this also easy only, you can apply the simple our inclined plane concept here. Suppose h I am taking h as a height, required height, and so now here I am taking some sand particle here. So that is, now we are taking this h is the maximum possible height we are assuming there. And so now if you are considering this the sand particle here, now it should be in equilibrium there. It should be like, if you are further increasing that h value, then it starts slipping down. So for that maximum height we are taking it is in equilibrium. So then the forces acting on this, or I can write this mg is acting downwards on this, resultant normal reaction will be there along this direction. So here also the frictional force will be up the inclined plane will be there. That means up the surface of this cone here, right? Because here also this sand particle has tendencies to slip in downward direction there. So that means because of this mg sin theta will be acting like this, and so mg cos theta will be there like this. I am taking this angle as theta again. With the horizontal, we are taking that angle as theta. So then this will be the component. If you are taking this angle as theta, then you will get the reverse components there. This will be mg sin theta and this will be mg cos theta. Final answer will be same only. You can assume either this angle as theta or that angle as theta. So that then this frictional force will be there along this direction here. So that will be the limiting friction. So again what you can write is n is equal to mg cos theta and mg sin theta is equal to FL, limiting friction, so which is equal to mu into mg cos theta. So again from this you will get like tan theta is equal to mu. So similar to our previous problem here, right? And now from this figure the tan theta value you can write this as h by r. Theta we are taking here, so by using this triangle you can write as h by r. So this is mu is equal to, therefore h is equal to mu into r you can write. So this is the maximum height it is possible there. And then volume of the cone means you can write this volume h. So h means you can substitute that expression there. So that this will be mu pi r cube by 3. So that will be the volume of the cone possible there, sand. Write the next problem, and related to chain one problem will be there. So let us write that chain problem. A uniform chain of length L, capital L. A uniform chain of length capital L is placed on a table. Horizontal table, such that the maximum length of the chain that can hang from the table in equilibrium is L. The maximum length of the chain that can hang from the equilibrium is L. Then find coefficient of friction between the chain and the table. So the total length is L we are assuming here. The total length is capital L and this length is L is given there. And in this sometimes they will, by giving the mu value, coefficient of friction value, they will ask the maximum length. The reverse problem they will ask, you can answer that easily. The concept is important here. So now here the forces acting on this, if I write, which is the accelerating force for this system here, which force will try to accelerate the system. That force is nothing but weight of this hanging part, right? And so here the mass of this part is not given and it is not required for us. Just you can assume that let m be the mass of the total chain and a small m be the mass of the hanging part. Just mention that let m be the mass of the total chain and a small m be the mass of the hanging part. So then mass of the hanging part, small m, you can write it as now m by L into small l, you can write m by L. M by L is mass per unit length into this length of this part. So that means suppose say if each gram of this, that means mass per unit length means, suppose say I am taking the 2 gram per centimeter, the mass per unit length is 2 gram per centimeter. That indicates if you are taking a chain of length 1 centimeter, then its mass is 2 grams. Now suppose here I am taking 5 centimeters length here, then into 5 centimeters we need to write, so that the centimeter will be cancelled. So then you will get 10 grams here. The mass of this part will be 5 centimeters will be 10 grams you will get. So that is nothing but what we are writing here, mass per unit length into length of that part. So that is the mass of the hanging part. And so now the force is acting on this, or this will be the accelerating force here, the weight of this hanging part. The weight of this hanging part will pull the chain, or that will try to accelerate the system. Now who is opposing that? The frictional force here, the friction between this chain which is on the table, that frictional force on this table here. So that force will be opposing that. And as we are saying it is a maximum length here, I can take this as a limiting friction here, right? And so then mass of this part will be there like m minus m, you can write here m minus m into g, and here this normal reaction will be there here for that part, right? And so there that normal reaction we can write as m minus m into g, and which you can write this as m means, small m means you can substitute here, so that I can write this as m of 1 minus small l by capital L, you can write, into g. This small m value we are substituting, and a capital M I am taking common there, right? And therefore in equilibrium, mg is equal to weight of that hanging part. And so therefore this mg is equal to, you can substitute those values there, that m means I can write this as m by l into g is equal to, this value is mu into n, that n is nothing but this expression here, m into, or m by l I am taking common, so that you can write this as l by l minus l into g. Here you can take LCM there, l minus l you will get, so that is m by l and m by l you can cancel, and a g also, g term also you can cancel there, right? And so therefore now you can write this coefficient of friction from this. And therefore this coefficient of friction required is L by L minus L. So that will be the coefficient of friction required there, right? So that means in that sometimes what will happen is they will give the mu value, and they will ask like fraction of length that can hang from this table, and a percentage of length that can hang from the table they will ask. And remember this chain problem you will get in further also, in future also you will get like in work for energy, there also we will discuss about this chain problem here. So this is the concept regarding the friction. So there in work for energy, the another questions they will ask here, like if you are releasing the chain from that position by a slight disturbance or just pulling it slightly downwards, what will be the velocity? They will ask such a related, energy related questions there. So but here this is the coefficient of friction question now. So in that let us write in terms of that fraction also there, or mention that as a note there simply here. In the above problem, if coefficient of friction mu is given, then maximum length of the chain that can hang from the table is given by so this will be mu L by mu plus 1 you will get. Is the maximum length. Just by using that equation we are just rearranging the terms, or nothing new here. And here only they will ask, like for this only I am saying here this point, fraction of length that can hang. Fraction of length that can hang means then L by L into, that means length of the part hanging by that length we need to write here. so that this value will be mu by mu plus 1 you will get. And next here the another thing what we can write is percentage. So percentage of length. Percentage of length that can hang means just into 100 we need to write here. So L by L into 100 is equal to mu by mu plus 1 into 100 you can write. Just so sometimes they will ask a question like this. What can be the percentage of length that can hang and what can be the fraction of length that can hang from the table? Then you can answer such a type of questions like that, right? So these are some few standard problems here. This insect problem or sand problem and this chain problem related to this. And in this inclined plane, suppose say there will be some problem like it's actually difficult to draw the diagram there. So two frames will be there like this. That means in this a block is sliding here. Two planes are inclined at some angle, and so now a block is sliding in between them. So now a block is there, that block is sliding in between them here, and this is making certain angle. I am taking certain angle phi here, or let us take this angle as theta. And that angle in sometimes they will give that angle as 90 degrees, or you may consider some angle here. Suppose I am taking this angle as some phi. And now suppose if a like a triangular block is sliding in between them here. This triangular block is there, that triangular block is sliding here. So this is the block here. That triangular block is sliding in between them here. Is it clear? That means now there is some wedge is there like this. That means two surfaces are there like this. These two surfaces are making certain angle here. These two surfaces are they are inclined with this horizontal. This total arrangement is inclined this horizontal. That means this intersection is there, the intersection of those two planes. That intersection of those two planes is making an angle of theta with the horizontal. Now on those two surfaces this block is sliding down here. If m is the coefficient of friction between them, then you need to write the acceleration of a system. Just write that. Two inclined planes are arranged, two identical inclined planes are arranged at an angle phi with each other, and it makes an angle theta with the horizontal, If a triangular block of mass m is released in between them, find its acceleration by assuming the contact force, by assuming the coefficient of friction, between all surfaces is mu. Coefficient of friction between all surfaces is mu. Is it clear that arrangement? Just you open your book and then slightly raise one end here. One end is in contact with the floor, and raise the opposite end of that book by opening this middle. Suppose you open the middle of this book here like this, and initially then book will be there like this. Then just raise the book, one end of the book, raise one end of the book here. Now the two planes are like that, and the block is sliding in between them. That is by in contact with all, those two planes there. So then just here you need to identify the free body diagram correctly here, and from that you can solve it easily there. And so now here to draw the free body diagram of this, so then weight of these blocks and normal reactions we need to consider here. So then here two normal reactions will be there. So one normal reaction from this block, it will be there like this, and another normal reaction will be there like this. The other normal reaction from this wedge here. So those two are making an angle of this phi here with each other. So one normal reaction will be there like this, and other normal reaction will be there like this. And so this normal reaction, say N1, and both are identical, we can say both are equal, because in this perpendicular to these planes along this direction, perpendicular to this edge, they should balance with each other. And so that I can write this as those two are equal, I am taking here. And so that this angle is they are making now this inclined plane is like this. That means now this wedges or wedge is like this. The wedge surface is say like this, the surface of this wedge. Now the normal reaction will be perpendicular to this here. This is the inclined surface here. The surface is like this. The surface is like this. Now the inclined plane direction will be there like this. So I will open a book and I will explain that so that it will be clear to you. Yeah, now let us see this. So this is the arrangement what I am saying here. So this is the point of intersection of these two planes here. So initially suppose say these two are horizontal like this. Now just rise this situation here, that means rise this edge here. So it will appear like this. Now I am taking some triangular block here. So this triangular block is sliding here. It is sliding along this, right? So there will be one contact force and as well as friction from this plane, and there will be another contact force and the friction from this plane here, right? So it is sliding like this. This block is sliding like this. So now here you should understand these directions of these frictions clearly here. So that means now as usual our mg you can resolve like mg sin theta along this direction and mg cos theta perpendicular to this point of intersection here. Mg cos theta will be there like this. Now the normal reactions will be there like this. The normal reaction will be there in this plane here. That means perpendicular to this plane the normal reaction will be there. Suppose if the block is there like this in this plane, so normal reaction, one normal reaction will be there. Like along this direction one normal reaction will be there, and along this direction another normal reaction will be there here. So that is nothing but what I am representing there. Is it clear? So now let us see this. What I am representing here is the normal reaction value. I can consider this as so this angle is as the total angle is phi, so this angle is phi by 2 we need to consider here. So this angle is phi by 2 and similarly this angle is phi by 2. So that here this angle is phi by 2 here. This is the phi by 2 here. This total angle is phi by 2. We are taking this normal reaction along this direction here. So that what you will get here is this angle will become phi by 2 here, right? Because with this vertical it is making that phi by 2 here. So this normal should make a phi by 2 with the horizontal. And so then this angle will be like this component will be n sin phi by 2, and similarly here you will get n sin phi by 2. And so now this horizontal component will be n cos phi by 2. They will balance with each other here along this perpendicular to the direction here, n cos phi by 2. Now these n sin phi by 2 are balanced by which component of weight? This totally what we are representing is this 2n sin phi by 2 will be there. 2n sin phi by 2. 2n sin phi by 2 component will be, suppose if the triangular wedge is like this, along this direction you will get that 2n sin phi by 2. It is balanced by the component of its weight. It is not equal to weight here, the component of weight. As I said, this will be the inclined plane if you are taking. Then this now n sin phi what we derived is perpendicular to this inclined, this edge here, perpendicular to this inclined plane edge. So this edge n sin phi by 2. So that should be equal to the mg cos theta here, and mg sin theta will be there along this direction. So now I can write this expression as, so this will be equal to mg cos theta. So therefore this is 2n. So I will draw the diagram here, inclined plane diagram, so that you will get the more clarity about this. Just I am taking this as an inclined plane like this. and our triangular wedge is like this here. Just I am representing this edge as a triangular plane here. Now this is n cos n sin phi by 2 will be along this direction 2n sin phi by 2. So that is balanced by this mg cos theta and this will be mg sin theta. And friction will be there here and as well as friction will be there here. From this edge and from this edge that frictional force will be there here. Actually it will be a kinetic friction will be there. Right? And so now you can balance these forces here. Now I am writing this normal reaction equation. So 2n sin phi by 2 is equal to mg cos theta and therefore this normal reaction is equal to 2mg cos theta by 2 sin phi you can write. This will be the normal reaction there. And now let us write the frictional force from this. The frictional force from this what we can write is so frictional force F1 is equal to F2 is equal to, these are nothing but our frictional force here. You may consider F1 and F2 both are equal from both the planes. So this value is equal to mu into n we can write, where n is given by this expression there. So mu into mg cos theta by 2 sin phi by 2, right? And so therefore I am writing now acceleration here. The friction is acting in backward direction, mg sin theta is acting in the direction of this acceleration. Therefore this net force equation ma is equal to mg sin theta minus F1 plus F2, these two frictional forces. So therefore this ma is equal to mg sin theta minus, this value you can write as 2 into mu n we can write, or this is ma is equal to mg sin theta minus the 2 into mu n means this value will be cancelled, the 2 will be cancelled. I can write this as mu into mg cos theta by sin phi by 2 you can write, and therefore this m you can cancel here. A is equal to g of sin theta minus cos theta by, so mu cos theta by sin phi by 2 we can write. So is it clear? So that will be the acceleration of the system here, the acceleration of the block which is sliding in between those two planes there. So then if sometimes that, as I said, sometimes that angle, that phi value will be given 90 degrees, and you may, if it is 90 degrees like a rectangular block or a square block also you can place in between them, so that it will start sliding down, right? So there is a way of solving these problems there. And even if like pulleys and blocks are connected based on the inclined plane concept, you can apply our same inclined plane concepts there. And along with that, constraint relations you need to write here, like if block is connected here and this block is connected like this, and if it is for example accelerating down here. So we already solved if the surface is smooth. Now additionally what will happen is the frictional force will be there here. The frictional force will be there acting in this backward direction there. If the system is accelerating like this, if this block is moving, then frictional force will be there acting in downward direction there, right? And then these are some problems based related to that our inclined plane concept, and some more problems we will discuss in our next class, right? Thank you.